Rather, I am going to stick around and bring you the daily space. Most Mondays through Fridays, we bring you all that is new in space and astronomy, although some days that is more than on others. And today's news is fairly thin. I suspect this is because, well, it's a Friday, which means the news cycle is going to be not entirely great. And everyone kind of knows that news cycle is currently getting dominated by Solar Dynamic Orbiter. But in the mix of all the news about how to watch this launch, we do have a little bit of information coming to us. I have clipped audio. Sorry. I'm not sure what I can do about that at this moment. Let me try turning down my gain. Okay, hopefully if I project and turn down my gain, things won't clip. All right, here we go. So hopefully everything will go fine with the launch coming up this Sunday. It is scheduled currently for 11 p.m. Sunday night. That's Eastern time, with launch coverage starting at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific, which is 4:30 a.m. London time. We will be bringing you a launch party live right here on CosmoQuest X. But for today's news, I'm going to bring you that one lonely story that dared to come out in the middle of all the solar orbiter coverage. And that one lonely story comes to us thanks to a team led by researchers at the University of California, Riverside, who, while using the Keck Observatory's Mossfire spectrograph, studied a galaxy that already 1.8 billion years after the formation of the universe, so early on in our 13 point something billion year old universe's beginnings, was already red and dead. This particular giant galaxy had early on in the history of our universe experienced as much as 1,000 solar masses of star formation per year, burning rapidly through its star-forming material. It once had an active galactic nuclei, and something stopped all that star formation. Most likely the culprit was the light pressure coming from that supermassive black hole's accretion disk, as it was so active early on. Now, if we saw this galaxy nearby, it would just be another red, dead, large elliptical galaxy. But located where it is, so far away that we're seeing it far back in our universe's past, we know that it has a future where many things can happen. And it's quite possible that this particular galaxy, depicted in an artist's image far to the left in the graphic I have shown, it's possible that that galaxy evolved to look kind of like the red galaxy in the center, and then gravitationally pulled other systems toward it, becoming eventually the brightest galaxy in a galaxy cluster, quite possibly that central CD galaxy that we see today in so many of the galaxy clusters located not too far away. Now, this is the first time we have found this massive a system so fully evolved at this time in the universe. And one of the amazing things about this is it shows just how fast galaxies can live and die in the early universe, and fills in one more piece of the puzzle about when and how large-scale structure might have formed in our universe. But beyond that, this particular set of observations is the kind of research that, back when we thought that the JWST would be launching in 2010, this is the research we thought it would be doing. And with no launch in the past 10 years, or looking likely in the next year, we're figuring out how to do this science other ways. It's less efficient, less detailed, doesn't get us all the information we want, but we're solving problems. Because it turns out that with a decade of delays, technology has advanced and folks have gotten creative, and they're figuring out how to do infrared astronomy in those few restricted wavelengths that we can see from the surface of our planet. And they're figuring out how to do extraordinary science. It isn't an ideal situation, but it turns out that curious scientists will always find a way to explore. And that is the one and only science news story that really wanted to try and compete with the solar orbiter today. Now, in about 1 hour, we will be bringing you Astronomy Cast, simulcast right here on twitch.tv, co-hosted by myself and Fraser Kane. Today's topic is Supernova 2006 GY. This is a supernova that we highlighted here on Daily Space a few weeks ago. It is a weird one that at various points has been classified as a supernova type 2, which comes from the explosion of one giant star, as a supernova type 1A that comes from the explosion of one white dwarf small star, and was nonetheless, however you choose to classify it, one of the brightest supernova ever detected, which is curious if it's a type 1A supernova. We have the paper, we have looked at the research, and we will be bringing you, well, hopefully a little bit of understanding about this crazy system. So please, folks, come back in about an hour and we will be bringing you more science. Now, today is a crazy day. There is not just Astronomy Cast coming later today, but tonight there is the launch of a Japanese rocket that will be brought to you by our own Annie Wilson, who goes by Binary Ablaze. So if you aren't already following us, give us a follow so that you can find out when we're going to go live and bring you all this science. But for now, that's all we've got for today. This has been the Daily Space and live coverage of a pre-launch press conference for Solar Orbiter. I am Dr. Pamela Gay, and I wrote today's episode. We are a production of the Planetary Science Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to exploring our solar system and beyond. We are produced by the amazing Susie Murph, and our simulcast later today is going to be brought to you by Paranor. It takes a whole team to do everything that we do, and we are a viewer and listener sponsored show. Your bits, your subs, your patronage over at patreon.com/CosmoQuestX is what allows us to pay our staff, our servers, our software, and all the random bills we don't know are necessarily going to come up, and always have a way of finding us and surprising us. Thank you, Bad Panda Bear. Thank you. And, oh, somehow Stella heard that. Hi there. Hi, you are a little too close to the camera. Go over there. And we praise your bits with cuteness. And the cutest thing we've got is these 3 furries. And Annie's 2 furries and Susie's 1 furry. We have a growing number of furries. Clearly, whoever else we bring into the show needs to have 4 furries. By which I mean dogs, not furries. Yeah, I'm going to stop there. This has been the Daily Space. Wherever you are in the world, don't go too far away. I'm not even going to bother rating someone because we will be back. But for now, I am going to look for the credits button, roll the credits, and madly finish prepping for Astronomy Cast. Thank you for the sub, Binary Ablaze. Can you drop into the chat exactly when tonight's launch is? Because I have to admit, I have no idea. So, wherever you are in the world, have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon. Come back in 40 minutes or so, and we will be bringing you Astronomy Cast. Thank you, and have a fabulous morning, evening, or afternoon, in case I didn't say that 3 or 4 times already. We will see you later. Bye-bye.